What's going on? It's Alexander here with the start of A Fisherman's Tale. A little bit different than what we have been doing. A little bit of puzzle action going on. Let's just hop into it. The chorus one, if we need it, we'll turn those on. We probably will.
Now, stop me if you have heard this one before. Once upon a while ago, there was a fisherman's puppet, carefully made by hand. The puppet lived a simple life inside a model lighthouse, with everything in its place. And every day began the same way when he brushed his wooden teeth. Well, if you don't think wooden teeth need brushing, you've never had a cavity and a splinter at the same time. Next, he'd put a log inside his little stove to warm things up.
Want your hand forward. Oh.
The puppet would put a log inside the stove. Careful now. Nice and warm, safe from the storm. Next, he would take his duster and carefully dust his lucky seashell over there on the shelf.
Seashell.
His routine never changed there. The shell reminded him of the sea when it was calm. Next, the fisherman would open wide his window to check the weather.
Oh, that way. There we go.
Tonight. Finally, and most important, every day he would work on his latest model. There, in the center of the room, a perfect model of his own little lighthouse, exact in every detail. It was nearly finished too. Only 2 pieces needed to be added to the replica. The little model cabinet and the final section of the wall.
Oh, cabinet in the finals. Oh, there it is.
The model should be a perfect replica. There was a section of the wall missing and a model cabinet. Yes! Good. Now, the final touch. A tiny puppet of himself to put inside. There, lucky this... Tired out from his routine, the fisherman will rest his aching wooden bones in his own rocking chair and go to sleep. And dream of models. Safe inside, where the smell of paint and glue was always fresh, where the world was simple and snapped together, the puppet would follow his routine, brush his wooden teeth, dust his lucky shell, and work on his model.
Okay. As you can probably guess, from the little I know about this game, it gets really weird. It's like messing with reality and whatnot. Which is what dragged me in.
Wells, walls within walls, closing out the storm so it could never reach inside. Until one night, something changed.
Fishing season has begun and stocks are looking thin again this year. We all know there's a big catch waiting out there somewhere, but hold your hauling lines. Reports are saying a huge storm is blowing in. It might be nothing, but better safe than salvage, I always say. Coming up next, another hour of thrilling nautical
Every morning, the fisherman's prepared to walk inside his model lighthouse with everything in its
Ooh,
place.
wait.
And he began his day the same way. Except this morning,
Ah!
something felt different.
Hopefully we don't need that.
Mon Dieu, the window had been boarded up. The fisherman didn't remember doing that. Even when the storm came, he was safe in here. But no two silly planks of wood were going to get between him and his routine.
Okay, so it was brush teeth, fire. It was dust, seashell. Not close enough.
He needed to find something to pry off the boards.
Oh. Back up a little bit. So we need to find probably a thing to put in here, because that's not take-outable. Wait, it's...
He needed some air. He had to find a way to pry off the boards.
I have a feeling it's what's ever in there. I have a feeling I know what we need to do.
He needed to find something to pry off the boards.
Oh wait, would that work?
Ah, this would do. What was it Papa used to say? Use the right tool for the right job.
Come on, there we go.
What was this feeling? The fisherman hadn't felt like this for a long time. At last, the smell of the ocean. But outside, not the sea, he couldn't believe his wooden eyes. Outside the room was another room, a replica room. And standing in it, a huge but very familiar figure of a fisherman. And he knew that if that huge figure were to turn, its face would be very familiar. Sacre bleu! If this was what lay outside, then what was inside his own little model lighthouse, in the model of his own room?
Yeah, he's looking there, which means we should... Yep!
It was all there inside the model, exact in every detail, but the tiny version of himself,
That's
it was
creepy.
moving. He was inside the model, he was outside the model, and just who was pulling all the strings? Of course, as below, so above. When he lifted the tiny anchor, the large one was lifted by his giant self.
Just in, dear listeners, a general alert to all lighthouses. In spite of all of our thrilling up-to-the-minute warnings, a lone boat has gone out into the storm. Lighthouse keepers, make sure your lights are shining bright. I repeat, a lone boat has gone out into the storm.
The lighthouse. The world might be folding in on itself, but only one thing mattered now. He had to turn on the lighthouse lamp high above. The life of a fellow sailor was at stake. A huge anchor blocked the only door. Whoever did it must really want to keep the storm... Zut! The door was locked. He must have put the key somewhere last time he left this room. Now, when was that? And then, my friends, the strangest thing happened. Inside this room where he knew every cranny and nook, an unfamiliar voice said, Hey, you. Yes, you, the scruffy-looking puppet. Yeah, you with the strings. Over here, on the shelf. Are you cracked in the cockle? Why did you move the anchor? Why? Why did you take the roof off? The fisherman. He felt, well, his lucky shell had just started talking to him. And very rudely, too.
I know,
So he
Fritz.
did not feel so great. You test me every day and you thought I just had nothing to say? I'm an hermit crab, Sonny, and you might not appreciate a nice quiet hiding spot, but I do. Now, shh. And what are we hiding from? I'm hiding from the storm. Why do you think I stole the key? The key? The key? Where is it? Oh, fiddler crab sticks. The fisherman took a deep breath. Oh, hermit crab, craftiest of all crustaceans, I must get to the top of the lighthouse. Those sailors out there may be looking for us. We must be brave. Brave? Brave? If you can't find me my hat, I will be the captain, of course. And the captain needs his hat and a life preserver, just in case. Then, just this once, we will be brave. Well, of course, courageous Captain Crab, said the fisherman. Your hat and a life preserver. Now, where would an everyday wooden puppet find a tiny life preserver and a hat fit for a crab? How does it look? Does it look, dashing? Oh, it does. Doesn't it? Now, fetch your captain is like... So, you found everything? Well, if a little wooden puppet like you can do this, then, I will be... brave. Now, just let me get out of this... damn... shell. Phew. Breezy. I feel so much lighter. And the world feels so much... bigger. I don't think I can go back into my shell after this. All right, let's do this. I'll help you open the door, so you can save your fellow silly old sailor. And I, as captain, shall courageously remain here, on guard. Now, let's see. Where did I leave the key? I was holding the key while I was repairing my shell. Then I had a sudden itch, and then... blast it. I don't remember.
I have a feeling it's right in here somewhere. Or not.
I've lost the key, mon ami. Forget your poor sailor. You'll never be able to save him.
Let's see. You had an itch. See, it... my brain says here. Polishing his shell. Oh yeah. Not there, it seems. Are there?
I am embarrassed to admit, but alas, I have lost the key. The crab had lived his whole life inside this little shell. No bigger than the fisherman's hand, but he was safe.
Aha!
That will do. All right, are you ready? Me too, I think.
And then... back out so I don't have all that stuff in this place.
Farewell, shipmate.
There we go.
Forget what you did for me. Your captain salutes you. He would need to find his way up the tower in the darkness, and already he could hear the storm rising outside.
See, I do love things like this. Like, there's another puzzle game that's not in VR that is on my list to eventually get to that has similar mechanics. I've just never got around to playing them because, well, me. See, I got to be careful about how much I move around for sure now, because I don't have my usual anchor anymore to keep me in place.
We're with you through the night.
The biggest fish Papa ever caught. The fisherman had spent all his life trying to learn a catch as big as that.
Well, don't you look like a tall drink of water?
Ooh! Pipes.
It was still alive. This went against everything he had learned. He had to get the fish some water. This section of wall seemed loose. Of course, he had forgotten to glue this part of the model. It was only held on with 2 latches.
Okay, we got that. Ooh, tea kettle. Like... Oh wait, we can go back. Aha! Okay. So... Ah! Okay, boom, boom, boom.
Water. Oh, s'il vous plaît. Water.
I'm working on it. Ah! Gotta fix the pipes first. We need one. We need a lot more. Or do we? I think about it.
Buckets, no water in the tap.
What else can be used as a pie? Why? Possible. That ain't working. There we go.
There. Now the water would flow.
Actually, let's... that's the top on it. That ain't gonna work. Alright, we're gonna have to end this here. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. We try to get that fish some water.